Wake up, Mr. West! Wake up, Mr. West! Mr.
Come on, push the button!
Yeah, come on, push the button!
AKA David Anthony Burke, caught on video. Gotcha. Yes, he's on video with friends partying at his mansion where Celeste was murdered, blaming the stench of a dead body in his mansion on his bathroom. This is after Celeste is murdered. He blames the smell of this child's decomposing body on his bathroom, and I've got it on video. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
They met when she was 11, still having braces.
He went himself to the school playground and pays another kid $1,000 to give Celeste Rivas a secret cell phone.
This is the Tesla being moved from the rental house.
Just when you say, well, I've seen it all, guess what? You haven't. To Joe Scott Morgan joining us, Professor of Forensics, Jacksonville State University, I want you to watch this in particular, because here, according to the state, after murdering a little schoolgirl, literally a little schoolgirl, after murdering her, using a kiddie pool to get rid of the body, he then jokes and laughs about the stench of decomposition, claiming, oh, yeah, I just took it in my bathroom. His words, not mine. I'm sure I'll get beeped out. And I got to have a shrink on this, Joe Scott, but the gall of killing a little girl, a schoolgirl, and then laughing about the smell of her body. Okay, listen.
Oh, yes, sir. I apologize in advance for the way my bathroom smelled. I took a shit like 2 hours ago.
I don't care, I just took a
Another one? Tight That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yo, I had to go.
When I found that, I fell off my chair. That's from @SakuraShimko on Twitch. And I just want to see it one more time. And everybody, we're going to get into this. But look at D4VD's friend, Neo. He, according to the state, may very well have known that Celeste was dead. So does he know that Celeste has been murdered and rendered disarticulated in that mansion? And now he's looking up David Anthony Burke, claiming it's a backed up commode. Let's just watch it one more time.
Oh, yes, sir. I apologize in advance for the way my bathroom smelled. I took a shit like 2 hours ago.
I don't care, I just took a
Another one? Tight That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yo, I had to go.
From @SakuraShimko on Twitch, it's like Neo's going, yeah, that's not what it is. Okay, Joe Scott, I haven't formally introduced you, but before I do that, reaction?
People bang on nowadays about objectification. You want to know objectification? There it is. He's actually comparing this child's remains to human feces. Let that sink in just for a second. And she is literally there, this child, in multiple pieces in this vehicle out there. And he's drawing this comparison. He has ripped her apart, allegedly. And there she sits in this house. And he's having to explain the stench. Hell yeah, it stinks. This is human remains that are decomposing. A true child, a human being who is rotting inside of his rented domicile, Nancy. That's my reaction.
To blame the smell of her decomposition that, according to prosecutors, he has caused on his bathroom. Okay, joining us, veteran defense attorney Eric Faddis, founder of the law offices of Eric Faddis, former felony prosecutor at ericfaddislaw.com. Okay, Eric Faddis, what's going to happen? What are you going to say when I play this in front of the jury? Just let it soak in. Let's watch it one more time.
Oh, yes, I apologize in advance for the way my bathroom smelled. I took a shit like 2 hours ago.
I don't care. I just took a
Another one? Tight. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep. I had to go.
It's disgusting. I mean, I try really hard. That's from @Shimko on Twitch, by the way. I try really hard not to think of my little girl in Celeste's shoes. But when I do, and I hear this, Eric Faddis, how are you going to get all the moms off the jury?
Well, Nancy, we don't know the exact source of the smell. You got to look at when this video was taken. And can the prosecution really line that up with the location of Celeste Rivas' remains at that time? Were they outside, in a trunk outside of this house? If so, that would make it considerably less likely that this smell was coming from human remains and not from some other source. So it's certainly not a bombshell. By no means does this clip make the case a slam dunk. And on top of that, there are questions that remain in terms of exactly when and exactly where, what time, and what location these alleged acts occurred. And so this is not the smoking gun by any means.
Okay, you know what, Joe Scott Morgan, let's address what he just said. If the body was still, if Celeste's body, a schoolgirl's body, was still in that home, that would explain the smell of decay, and it is overwhelming. Joe Scott Morgan, I've been on plenty of crime scenes, and I learned this little trick. Rookie cops have to get mentholatum under their nose. Oh, okay. And now I know why. So they don't smell what those people were smelling that were laughing and joking about it. Joe Scott, I've seen cops actually vomit the first time they go to a crime scene and smell a dead body. It's something you never forget.
Listen, Nancy, nothing that you do as an investigator at a scene is going to thwart the smell or knock down the smell of decompositional odor, okay? How much more so with people, and here's my big question with this, how much more so with these individuals that are actually indwelling the structure? How long had they smelled the smell and just ignored it? Are you telling me that these individuals that are occupying this space could be this ridiculously stupid that they believe that they're buying that this is a backed up toilet? Give me a break. I just don't buy it because, the thing about it, Nancy, is that the smell of human decomposition is so very unique. It is so assaulting. It is so insulting that this is literally indwelling the space. I've done thousands of decomposed bodies over the course of my career as an investigator. It's something you never get used to at all. How much more so for somebody that hasn't been around it? It is so insulting that this is literally indwelling the space. I've done thousands of decomposed bodies over the course of my career as an investigator. It's something you never get used to at all. How much more so for somebody that hasn't been around it? To me, it's absolutely amazing that you could have turned a blind eye. And I'm saying that to everybody that stepped through that door, Nancy.
Oh, yes, I apologize in advance for the way my bathroom smelled. I took a shit like 2 hours ago.
I don't care. I just took a
Another one? Tight. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep. I had to go.
From @Shimko Twitch. Okay, Eric Faddis, they're laughing. They're laughing. The only one not laughing is Neo, who's like thinking that's not what it is. But you can hear D4VD laughing.
Nancy, what you had said earlier is that some rookie cops, when they encounter the smell of human decomposition, they vomit. It's so overwhelming. It is so oppressive to them. That wasn't the reaction that I saw on either of those folks' faces in that clip there. They seem to be just doing a normal, internet stream like they do. Perhaps there was some smell in the background, but it certainly didn't seem like something so overpowering, causing them to gag or anything like that. So were there really remains inside that residence at that time? I think that's an open question.
Okay, it was so bad, Eric Faddis, that D4VD felt he had to apologize for it. And the look on Neo, self-titled The Asian, is priceless. He's like, no smile, no laughing, because he knows what it is. Again, Neo Langston is not charged with the death of Celeste, with anything to do with her murder. I'm wondering if he's state's witness number one, but this is what our friend, private investigator Steve Fisher, who was hired to go check out the mansion, hired by the mansion owner, D4VD's mansion, this is what he gave us. Watch. What is the date of that video we're showing right now?
July 29th, 2025.
The windows were rolled down and it's coming out of D4VD's mansion. Do you believe that Celeste was already, her body was already in the front trunk?
Absolutely. Yes.
Why?
Because they leave, this is the last day that the car is driven. They leave that evening, early in the evening, late afternoon, on a tour bus for the first leg of the tour, which starts in San Francisco. So this is it. They leave and they're not back until the search warrant, after the search warrant is executed. Now, somebody is back, not David, but somebody is in that house the day before the search warrant is executed. And we don't know, we haven't narrowed down the two people, but we don't know exactly who. But David is out on tour and doesn't come back before she's found.
Bombshell tonight, the musician D4VD, aka David Anthony Burke, caught on video with a human finger. This, as from behind bars, he, D4VD, demands his own personal glam squad. Yes, he wants a glow up, a makeover for the courtroom. Good evening. I'm Nancy Grace. This is Crime Stories. I want to thank you for being with us.
Today, I am announcing the charges against David Anthony Burke in connection with the brutal and horrific murder of Celeste.
There was a motive for Celeste's murder, that there was no accidental overdose. Doesn't he have bigger fish to fry? Other things to worry about? Shouldn't he be gnashing his teeth and twisting his tail about the evidence pouring in against him? This, as we learn, the feds are eyeing jurisdiction. Yeah, you don't play with the feds because they don't play with you. If the feds are in on this, and I have reason to believe they may be, and I'll tell you why with our attorney, Randolph Rice, he's in, let's just say, a whole heap of trouble, but instead, he's orchestrating a glow up from behind bars. We'll get to that, but first, is D4VD, the multimillionaire musician, caught on camera wrapping up a human finger?
David Vlog Day 11, currently wrapping up the one and only original Sakuna's finger from Jujutsu Kaisen. And yeah, we about to drink some tea, do some vocal warm-ups.
Okay, I need to see that again. He apparently is wrapping up a finger. Let me see it again.
David Vlog Day 11, currently wrapping up the one and only original Sakuna's finger from Jujutsu Kaisen. And yeah, we about to drink some tea, do some vocal warm-ups.
And that is from the D4VD tour video. Okay, let me get the dates right. Joining me, Susan Hendricks, investigative reporter, journalist, author of a bestseller, Down the Hill, My Descent into the Double Murder in Delphi. Susan Hendricks, he was going on tour, remember? Mm-hmm. Celeste was murdered just before his Withered tour. He was getting ready for the tour, and he was putting out all types of promotional videos. She was murdered just before he dropped the album and went on the tour. And after intense public outcry, after Celeste's body is found in his Tesla, let's just refresh everyone's recollection and show the Tesla in the impound parking lot where it smells so badly. they opened the trunk and found the dead body? Why, Susan Hendricks, is he wrapping what appears to be a human finger?
I think everything with this guy is symbolic. He's shoving it in our faces. So let's say it's a human finger or a plastic finger. I think he knows what he's doing because, as you know, Celeste's fingers were not found when her body was discovered, two of her fingers. So I think he was enabled. He did what he wanted to do. We had merch that had blood all over, white shirts. He pulled that once cops started searching his house months later. But I think he did what he wanted to do, and he had the support of an entourage.
Guys, you're seeing video from D4VD's tour on TikTok. Is this part of the promotional video he's pushing out there that looks to be in his home where we believe, isn't this right, Dave Mack, Crime Stories investigative reporter? According to the court documents, prosecutors are saying Celeste was killed in that home where we believe that finger wrapping video was recorded.
To add to this, we're always trying to pick up on clues, Nancy, with, what is the body telling us, with all that remains, if you will. And when you come across this, and they definitively said this, Nancy, they said that those elements of her hand were in fact missing. Well, what does that mean? Well, it's not connected to decomposition. Okay, just so that everybody understands that up front, because there's been a lot of speculation about this. They have physical evidence that gives you an indication that this was something that was probably facilitated by the use of a tool. And in forensics, one of the things that we do, we rely heavily upon our friends in the tool mark section of any crime lab. So they've got evidence, I think, probably on the remnant, the skeletal remnant that is left behind. And it's going to be very definitive. Now, what does this tell us about him? I can't really say that because I'm not a profiler, but when I see elements that are missing, I've had cases where individuals have.
Look, there it is in life. Joe Scott, look.
Yeah,
look.
Right.
D4VD promised her they were getting married as soon as she turned 18. Okay, go ahead.
What I'm saying is that I've had cases in the past where individuals, just like my friend Dave mentioned just a second ago, taking trophies.
Former detective with Modesto PD. Now, he was 31 years in robbery and homicide, but shot to fame as one of the lead detectives in the Scott Peterson investigation. Peterson murdered his pregnant wife, Lacey, and killed their unborn child, Connor. Bueller, how am I going to compare D4VD to Scott Peterson? This is how. I know you're in your vehicle out on the street, but John, look at your phone video because I'm showing him wrapping that finger again and again and again. And I want you to think back on Scott Peterson, okay? Scott Peterson, even though he knows he murdered Lacey and Connor and disposed of their bodies, putting them attached to cement blocks and dropping them to the bottom of the San Francisco Bay, he continued with his arrogant behavior. He ordered the porn channel. He knew she wasn't coming back home. You know what kind of HLL I'd raise if I came in and my husband had ordered the porn channel? He put the house up for sale. He tried to sell her vehicle, and he continued his sex affair with a completely unassuming, unsuspecting young lady, Amber Fry. And lying, trying to blame other people, the arrogance, even returning to the scene repeatedly to gaze out onto the bay. What was he looking for her body to pop up? Well, it did. The arrogance of Scott Peterson and D4VD, David Anthony Burke, putting out a video wrapping up a human finger when Celeste's finger was amputated.
Yeah, Nancy, there's a lot of similarities to both of these guys. Incredible arrogance on both of their parts, and that's a good thing for detectives and investigators, and especially for the prosecutors, because that arrogance helps build the case when they think they're above being caught. And Scott certainly had that. He He didn't think that anybody would be able to get him on this. He thought he had a good alibi, and it wasn't. And same thing with D4VD. He's just so arrogant about all these things, creating an alibi with the Uber. I believe Celeste's passport card was found up there in Santa Barbara. So he's doing all sorts of things after the murder to cover it up and make it look like she was out on her own. She did have a little bit of a history of running away to join up with him. And with that, it's easily dissected and broken up when she doesn't come back. And that's what we have with this. Incredible arrogance. I'm not going to get caught. I'm above this. I'm famous.
Is it true? And if so, why does D4VD believe he, out of all the thousands of people in lockup, should get a glow up, a glam squad? What is happening?
Yes, Joe Scott mentioned disassociation to the 100th degree. I think it's very telling that he asked for it, but also who asked for it? His quote unquote team asked the judge saying, hey, he needs new clothes, haircut. Los Angeles Superior Court judge did tell the sheriff's department, kind of compromising on the last one, give him a haircut. Not close to the haircuts I'm sure he's used to, but still has that close-knit team stepping in for him, asking the court, get him new clothes.
To Dave Mack joining us from Crime Stories. Dave, what exactly is he asking for?
He is asking to be allowed to wear his kind of clothing in court, like, button-down shirt and not jail clothes. Also asking for a very specific hairstyle to be done, as you mentioned earlier, a glow up to make him look like he looks when he's not in jail. It looks like they are going to approve a haircut, but nothing more than that, Nancy. But just asking to have this incredible glow up to have an appearance in front of the jury or potential jury or court is just ridiculous.
No. Dave Mack, you got it about 95% right. Randolph Rice joining us, high-profile lawyer out of Baltimore, former prosecutor, now veteran criminal defense and civil lawyer at Rice, Murtha, and Soros. Randolph Rice, first of all, it's not time for the jury trial. Dave Mack had it right. He wants to glow up. He wants to glam squad. His team, I guarantee you his lawyers didn't know this was happening, demand a new hairstyle and fresh clothes, designer clothes, for his appearance. There's not a jury. It's a preliminary hearing. H-E-double-L. Let me clarify. H-E-L-L. Hell no.